Open your ears, I promise this will take a second. Put you on game, my brother, teach you valuable lesson. Respect yourself, we happy, no need to reminisce. No need to worry, you chillin' with men with confidence. Speak your mind, say what's up with your life. We can teach you wrong for right and take the darkness out your life. So what's good? What's good? It ain't nothing but a small thing. Have a seat, you can talk to us about anything. Money's, cars, sports, or maybe your business. Positive goals in your life support better living. A pep talk to the ones who in the darkest hour. Remember, sunlight comes after a rain shower. There's nothing wrong with the man who take notes. Don't take this as a joke, these words are well spoken. Teammates, cause we playing to win. I have a seat at this table with some men with confidence.
And welcome to Men in Confidence Sharing, where we, the men of a certain age, share our thoughts, ideas, and opinions in confidence. And today, we're continuing our ongoing series of the 10 Men Commandments, 10 things that all men should know, or 10 things that all men should follow. And today, this episode is going to be honest and respectful. And why should it be important for all men to be honest and respectful? But before we get into the topic, we're going to say hello to everyone. This is Tony, the host, and I'm going to say hello to Terrence, Sean, and Rhino. And so we're going to say hello, Rhino.
What's good, everybody?
Hello, Sean.
Hey, everybody, what's up?
And hello, Terrence.
Greetings and salutations, good people.
So proper, so proper.
Right.
Okay, so since he was being so respectful,
here we go.
Let's talk about this topic: being honest and respectful. And I'll just throw this question out to the fellas: why is it important for men to be honest and respectful?
Okay, so since things were kind of pointing towards me to kick this off, I will jump right in here and say it's important to be respectful, because if you're not respectful, it's hard for people to take you seriously. That's, one of the reasons why for me I feel like it's super important to be respectful in how you conduct yourself and how you conduct your business and how you go about your day-to-day life. If you want people to not adhere to, but consider, be open to, possibly align themselves with whatever it is your positions or stances are, then a good way to start that two-way communication is being respectful. It's hard to, schmooze somebody, build a network, build a relationship, and by build a relationship, that can mean any kind of relationship, romantic, professional, friendship, whatever, if there's not some sort of mutual respect there. I look at Sean nodding his head, and I think about some of the stuff that I've said to him over the course of our friendship. And of anybody on the face of this earth, I have probably given that dude the business more than anybody. I like to think that over time that he understands that even though I'm being, a little bit of a jerk, actually a lot bit of a jerk, it's not coming from a place of maliciousness. It's really just me having a little fun, and at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for him. I tell a lot of people he's probably one of the strongest people I know, just because of things that he's been through in life, and I know that my brother's still standing. So, for that reason, I can't expect him to respect me or treat me like a decent person if I didn't have a level of respect for him. So it sounds like I'm drifting off the topic a little bit, but not entirely, just because we're talking about being respectful. So I want to be respected. I need to show respect. You want people to take you seriously when you're being not the nicest, you still have to be able to be a respectable person so that people know that that's your foundation, that's your baseline. If nothing else about you is true, that is. And then from there, they can form opinions, decide whatever based off of that.
I like it. I like it. I'm a hop in. I almost feel like I was called out, but man, but I always knew. I always knew you ain't had nothing but respect for me, man. You was rimming me. It's one of those things. Sometimes you ever heard, the people messing with you. In other words, the fact that you would mess with me and they play, at least you're doing it to me, with me. You know what I'm saying? The people you really want to worry about is the folks that's doing it behind your back. Those are the folks that's got the malicious intent. You know what I'm saying? If we playing around right here, I can see you, we having fun. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna do that with me. We really talking about, like us four, if we really get to talk about somebody we don't like, we probably ain't telling them. We ain't joking with them about it. We actually saying, that dude there's foul, dude. That's just what it is.
Unless we just want you to know where we stand.
Unless we calling you out. That's exactly right. That's true too. But yeah, the first thing I thought was still the line you was on. We're still on that same thing. First thing I thought was you put out what you get back. So basically, if you want to be respected, then you put out a measure and a modicum of respect. Now, I know some people say, well, I ain't going to and I've heard this and I disagree with it. I'm not just going to respect anybody. Respect is earned. I have a tendency to a little bit disagree with that. I think that right off the bat, most, before you show me who you really are, you're worthy of my respect. I'm gonna put it out so I can get it back. You know what I mean? I'm gonna exude the respect to you so that you give it back to me. Now, if that changes, of course, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can crash my respect, but I don't feel like you had to go through miles to earn it. I'm gonna give it off because I also want you to respect me back. So on this first part of this, where we talk about the respect level, that's where I'm at. That's why I think it's important to definitely be respectful. Be respectful at all times. You carry yourself respectful. It's just a good quality that you want associated with your name.
Everybody wants to be respected. Everybody does. I don't know anybody that wants to be disrespected. We all want people to look at us and treat us with a modicum of respectability. Hey, talk to me like a man. Don't treat me like some kid or like some idiot. I want to be respected, and I will in turn respect you. Some people prove that they aren't as deserving of our respect as we've given them.
Right, that's what I was saying. Right,
but until said respect is proven to be issued in vain, I'm going to respect people because I want to be respected. Regardless of whether they respect me or not, I want to be respected. So I kind of feel like karma is a real thing. The world calls it karma. The Bible calls it the law of sowing and reaping. I'm going to put as much respect out there as I can because I want to get that respect back. I don't want to plant tomatoes and get a bunch of onions. Where all these onions come from? I plant tomatoes. I don't want nobody to be sour with me. I want people to respect me. Respect me. Regardless of the situation, I'm a human being. You're a human being. Respect me. Now, when people disrespect you, that's when the problem comes in. It's important for a man to be respectful and to be honest, because he breathes this into the world in which he lives. I can't say that because I don't have kids. But if I did, I would hope that I would be half the parent that you guys are. You show your kids a respectable person. You teach them to be respectable people. And you teach them in turn
to, whether you do it directly or indirectly, you teach them to be respectable people. And I would hope that, if I should ever have any kids, I would teach them that same thing. But at the same time, it might not necessarily be directly. It would be indirectly. I want them to know that regardless of what happens, that Dad was a respectable guy. He listened to me, he talked to me, he heard my side, and he had his side. But he showed me that he was a respectable man. And so when I grow up, or when I get out there, I myself am going to be a respectable person too. So I want to breathe that into the world in which I live. And who knows when I'll ever see those dividends, but I want it to be out there. I want to live in a world of respect. And unfortunately, I see a lot of disrespect going on. Disrespect that's been going on for years because it hasn't been properly taught that no, you should respect people. But it is what it is. But if the Bible says if the man is to have friends, he must show himself friendly. And I believe the same thing goes for respect. If you want people to respect you, you should respect others. Not even at that.
How do you follow the
word? with honesty and respect.
With an amen.
And God.
And an amen. Yeah, and an amen. That's exactly.
And I'll leave it at that. Here you go, Tony. Oh boy, that's hilarious. But anyway, being honest and respectful. I think that it is extremely important to be honest and respectful. A man is only as good as his word. In order for your word to have any type of substance to it, you have to be truthful, you have to be honest, and in the middle of that honest, you have to be respectful. Like, it doesn't even help you to be honest and disrespectful at the same time.
I'd like to see how you can do that. That's
You know what? That's actually not as hard as it sounds. You
It's
can
not
tell
very
people
hard.
you can tell people some truth and be very blunt and cold about it, and it can come off as super disrespectful. I mean, you're telling the truth. It's like telling somebody that's overweight, man,
Honesty can be very disrespectful, to be honest with you.
you's a fat, lazy, so
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's true, but it's not.
Stop talking about me, man. Stop talking about me.
Get back on the bike, man.
Stop being honest and disrespectful
At the same time. That's anyway.
But thank you for proving my point. Thank you for proving my point. But
You're welcome.
It is very important to be honest and respectful, especially in I'll hint at what Rhino touched on, that it's hard to be this way in today's times, right? Because there's just such an absence of it. It seems like it's a lost art, or like, I won't even say a lost art. It's just not valued as much. Being respectful isn't valued as much. Being honest isn't valued as much. Everyone has their own truth. Well, my truth is not the same as your truth, so all of them are just as good. Up is up, is down is down. Okay. But it is very important for men to have substance when they say, and I'll paraphrase, let their yes be yes and their no be no. It is important for your words to have substance. When you give your word on something, that should be good as a handshake, that should be good as a document, that should be good as a signature.
I think Sean touched on a point at the beginning of what he was saying, which is parallel to what you're saying as well, with regards to something that's lacking. Somewhere along the line, the idea of showing respect has become devalued because people feel like I'm not showing anybody respect until you respect me. And that is out of order. You know, if you want someone to respect you, you should extend that courtesy first. And the reason I say you extend it first, because in your mind, you may feel like they're not respecting you, but the other party may feel like, you know what, he's extended respect to me, so I have to be respectful back, because that would not be the right thing to do. You know, trying to read somebody's perception without any idea of what's going on is just kind of hard and not profitable. So it's just better to lead with your best foot forward. You know, I was gonna say, kind of like in playing spades, you know, you don't play your worst cards. You play you play to win. You play your best cards first. You want to try and make that point. So respect is like playing that best card first, and then if you have to cut them, then you cut them.
Okay, so let me respond to that, because I kind of feel strongly about this. That respect, and I'll even throw another word out there, compassion, is completely devalued in today's society. Right? To the point of where people think that it's weakness. People think that you are weak by acknowledging the thoughts and ideas and feelings of others. People think that you're weak by considering someone else, not even before you, but just on the same level as you. Like, they think that it's weak to not put yourself first. That you should be selfish. You should be all about me and then maybe someone else second. I do not co-sign to that. I personally believe, and I could be on an island with this, I personally believe that we either get there together or we don't get there at all. Like, our best shot at being great is by leaning on the strengths of each other. Like, being individually great will never equal as great as we could be by leaning on each other. That's just how I feel as two or three of us, this small group, or in the world as a whole. I feel that it doesn't take a village, it doesn't take, a state, a country, a nation. It takes the world. It takes everybody. It takes everybody to be the best that we can. And somewhere along the line, you need to be truthful to yourself and truthful to the next person, and treat someone with some darn respect. Treat them like they're a person. Treat them like they are as valued as you, and communicate with people. Talk to people instead of listening for your opportunity to speak, right? Oh boy, I can go off a cliff with that one. So that is an extremely hot potato right there. So I'm gonna put that one down. But I'll just say, respect people, respect what they say, respect their thoughts, respect their actions. Give people room to be human, and try to be your honest and best self, but don't expect perfection from the next person. And I'll just drop it at that.
Yeah, I like that, and I had a couple of thoughts even when when both of y'all were talking, and I felt like I didn't spend enough time on I was talking about the honesty part. We're talking about honesty and respectful. What Terrence was saying and what you're saying about it being the being lost. People don't want to lead with it. You know what I mean? leading to the other in the same way of what we're saying. We want to put both of those off. You want to be seen as both respectable and honest from that level, because it leads, these are good qualities you want to be seen by. It'll lead others to trust you and whatnot. And even from a standpoint of, okay, they don't want to lead with respect. These same folks, you wouldn't want to lead with a lie, right? You don't want to lead out the gate. It's like, that's like saying nowadays, I'm gonna lie to you before I tell you the truth. One of the things I wanted to say about the honesty part was that it is, and you guys have said it, I think, in another part or another podcast. Listen to the other podcast too. Just listen to this one. We got other ones. But I will say this in this one that as far as being honest, keep your lies straight. Being honest is as straightforward as you can get. You're not gonna have to stress your brain trying to keep up with where all your lies is at. Take it from, when I'm giving advice, and I'm sure this is the case for that doesn't mean we're saying we're perfect from that standpoint. I'm not telling you to be honest because I've never told a lie ever. I ain't gonna tell you that. I've told some lies, and it's hard to keep them lies straight at that time. The other thing is, a lie will always come out. It'll always come out. It's gonna find its way out. It almost is like it has a life of its own to want to creep and crawl from someplace and find the light. So we can be out and be the truth. Ways that my lies have come to light, and you're like, I didn't intend for that to be out. Y'all must can still hear me though. There you go.
Kinda.
Tony's still muted.
Keep going.
Oh, okay, there we go. So, but anyway, what I was saying, it's like a lie wants to be shown the light. So it's trying to make its way out. And when you're honest, you can just be straight honest, and it's so much easier to just tell the truth. You don't have to worry about getting caught up in anything. And eventually you want to also be that person that, if someone says, well, I don't think, Sean told the truth about that, you can have people go to bat for you from a standpoint to say, no, he's never lied to me about anything else, so I can give him credit for telling the truth in this instance. So I'm gonna get off it since I look like I'm having technical difficulties. And yeah, got you. So I'll leave mine there though and let somebody else speak.
Since we've shifted the conversation a little bit to honesty, one of the things that came to my mind was something that I've expressed a couple times within my household with regards to honesty. Picture honesty as like your favorite meal, right? And you see your favorite meal and it's just like, oh my gosh, it looks good. I'm ready to, share this with other people because it's your favorite meal. Now, if you go to present that favorite meal to somebody on a trash can lid, I highly doubt that they're going to want it. And it's just like, I'm not feeling it. It could be great, but the presentation is lacking. How that correlates to honesty is when you're being honest and you're giving somebody something, you still want to be honest in a way that's considerate, compassionate's the word Tony used earlier. You still want to keep the other parties, the way they receive it, in mind. Some things you just have to be direct about, and that's understandable. But even in doing so, you can be direct about something without completely cutting somebody's legs out from under them. And I think that's another thing that's going on in our society right now. Everybody's so puffed up and tough and wants to be like, incapable of being weak, that I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and just put it out. You can. Your point's probably gonna get lost because you're serving it on a trash can lid instead of presenting it on not even fine china. A paper plate will do half the time. Just saying. It just
True.
make it a little bit less abrasive and harsh, and you'd be surprised how well people receive it just because you took the time to present what you said and mean what you say, but you did it in a decent way.
I'm sorry, Terrence. You said what you said. I can't help but think about Tupac Shakur. Tupac. Everybody knows who Tupac is. He's a very revered rapper. He lost his life in a hail of bullets. Not the way anybody should go. But he had a pretty powerful message. A lot of his messages were very powerful and needed to be heard. But again, it's the way he delivered the way he delivered it. It's like, all right, dude, calm down, relax. He was an activist. He absolutely was. But man, just and at the time when I listened to him, I jammed to him. I just didn't really consider it. But years later, I was thinking about some of his lyrics, and I decided to Google them and see if I'm remembering the lyrics correctly. And I'm looking at this video on YouTube, and I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this hasn't aged well. There's no way I would do any of that. Who lives like this? But apparently that was the world in which he thought he lived, and he responded accordingly. Me, I prefer to live life without needing a gun. Even though I am a gun owner, I don't ever want to have to need to use it, ever. But his message was great. His message needed to be heard. But man, he could have, put it on. At least put it on a paper plate. at least put some sriracha and some other stuff out there.
It had plenty of fire.
Yeah,
right.
It had plenty
So
of
we
fire.
could enjoy the taste and receive the message. But oh my goodness. But yeah, your message, whatever it is, say it. But man, dress it up a little bit. You look at Gordon Ramsay's plate, all of those dishes he makes look great. But at the end of the day, it's just potatoes. It's just beef. It's just chicken. But he makes it seem like it's just the most awesome thing ever, and it's got to be perfect. And then people eat it, and they're like, wow, this is great. This is perfect. This is the standard. Let your message be so.
Okay, so I'll try to catapult off of what Ronald just said, because he mentioned Gordon Ramsay and Gordon Ramsay's presentation, right? I'll just say that it mattered because of the effort, right? It takes effort to be honest and respectful. It's not easy. It's not the laid back way. It's not the lazy way. You have to work to be respectful. You have to put some energy into it. You have to put some want to do into it. And I know that that's maybe not the cool thing today, but I don't care about the cool thing today. Didn't really care about the cool thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And guess what? Here's a news flash for you. Won't care about the cool thing tomorrow either.
Got it.
But as a man, as a mature man, as a grown man, as a man who has other younger people watching what he does, and knowing that the example that you show is 10 times more important than what you say out of your mouth, it is very important to be honest and respectful. It is important to show people around you, like for those of us that have kids, or those of us that have young people under our influence, or have people that we mentor, or even just random people that watch us from time to time. It is very important for them to see us treat people with honest respect, to say, I'm going to pay you this, shake their hand and pay them that. And if you have someone, I don't know, taking your trash, doing your lawn, painting your house, fixing your roof, it doesn't, changing your tire, and you don't treat them like some servant doing something for you. You treat them like a human being and say, thank you very much, sir. I respect you for your time and your work. And if you need to pay them, you pay them exactly what they are owed, and you don't try to shortchange them. You don't try to hustle them out of what they deserve. You treat people with honesty and respect, and it goes a long way to show those around you that that's what they should do as well. And I don't know. Is there anything else?
I'm good. I'm good. I think we can close.
I feel like I just said, and that's the bottom line,
because
Stone Cold said so.
Came in and dropped the mic.
Yeah. You want to talk about how do you follow scripture? How do you follow Stone Cold?
But anyway.
Nah.
sorry for the wrestling rant right there. But anyway. But before we close, fellas, anybody got anything else to add? I did it for the people. But anyway, I'll pass it to Terrence so that he can give our closing.
And on that note, as always, thank y'all for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. God bless you. Good night. Deuce.
Peace out.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.